mynews.studio.
Picture this: a courtroom in The Hague. A judge brings down the gavel, and suddenly, clean air is recognized as a human right. What could that mean for all of us going forward?
Today's date is 2025/7/25. The International Court of Justice just made a major move. They've declared that access to a clean, healthy, and sustainable environment isn't just a policy aim. It's now recognized as a universal human right. But what set this in motion?
This has actually been years in the making. A coalition of Pacific Island nations and youth climate activists pushed the UN General Assembly to ask the ICJ whether countries have legal duties to prevent climate harm. The court responded with a unanimous opinion: yes, states are required to protect the climate for both present and future generations. They based this on existing environmental and human rights treaties.
So the court isn't just talking in broad terms here, right? They gave specifics. Can you walk me through what those obligations actually are?
Definitely. First, countries must prevent activities like unchecked fossil fuel extraction or subsidizing those industries that could cause significant harm to the climate. Second, there's a duty to cooperate across borders and to act urgently, both to slow climate change and to adjust to its effects. And third, the court called for revising national climate commitments, aiming to keep global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius, which aligns with the Paris Agreement.
That's a substantial shift. Did the court outline what might happen if a country ignores these responsibilities?
They did address that. The court said failing to act on climate change can actually be a breach of international law. That means countries could face consequences, such as being ordered to stop harmful activities, provide assurances they won't do it again, and potentially pay reparations for damages caused by climate impacts.
But to be clear, this is an advisory opinion, not a binding ruling. How much impact does it really have in practice?
Good point. The court can't force countries to change their laws overnight, but its opinions are influential. They set a global legal standard. So we may see more lawsuits from individuals, communities, and advocacy groups using this decision to support their cases in national courts.
Could this shift how national laws or even future climate treaties are drafted?
Yes, it could. Lawmakers and treaty negotiators now have a concrete legal framework to refer to. This opinion might guide future international agreements, shape national legislation, and influence negotiations, like those expected at the next COP climate summit. It marks a move from moral responsibility to a legal requirement.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called this a win for the planet and for climate justice. Are legal scholars seeing it as a true turning point?
Most legal experts think so. They say the era of fossil fuel impunity is ending. Vulnerable communities and young people now have a stronger legal basis for demanding action. This decision could influence court cases and policy debates worldwide.
But there's a potential problem, right? If this isn't enforceable, what's to stop governments from just ignoring it?
That's the main challenge: political will. The opinion gives advocates new leverage, but it's up to national leaders and courts to put it into practice. Still, it's a strong tool for applying legal and public pressure.
So now environmental protection is framed as a basic human right. Does this mean ordinary people can use it to push for accountability from their governments?
Exactly. It turns climate action into a legal obligation, not just an ethical one. This could guide court cases and policy for years to come, especially as climate impacts become more severe.
Will we see rapid change, or is this more likely to be gradual?
Change will probably start off slowly, but the legal foundation is now set. As more cases are brought, and as public understanding grows, the pace could pick up, especially if major lawsuits are successful.
So if we step back, the world's highest court says a healthy environment is a human right. States have duties to protect it. And there's new leverage for climate action everywhere.
That sums it up. It's a landmark decision with global implications. The real question is whether governments and corporations will actually follow through.
What do you expect next? Will we see a surge of new climate lawsuits? Will national laws adapt quickly? Or could this become another strong statement that takes time to make a difference?
It's hard to say for sure, but the legal landscape has shifted. This could be the beginning of a new era for climate justice.
Thanks for breaking all that down with me. The decision was made in The Hague, but the effects could be felt around the world.
Thank you for tuning in. There's more to come. This story is still unfolding.
And thanks for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Try it now for free.